First of all, I would say I'm positive. And that's something that helped me push through all the obstacles that faced me, from moving to Canada to the interviews that I had, to the relationships that didn't go well. I was just positive, and that's something that's very hard to do. So I was born in Jordan, in Amman, the capital, or we can say Amman, and I lived my whole life there before moving to Canada about 3 years ago. Attended the same primary and secondary school because we have a system in Jordan where you can have uh, the two schools in one. And so it was kind of the same environment for 11 years with friends and the teachers and the principal and everything. In Jordan, as the rest of the world, except for Quebec, it's 12 years of schooling before going to university. So I was doing that there, and I got to the 11th grade before the last, and I had to uh, fly to Canada. So I just finished the 11th grade, the final tests, and we had to fly. So I didn't finish my 12th grade. Since my father is Syrian, he gave us the Syrian passport. And even though my mother is Jordanian, she wasn't able to give us her Jordanian passport, even though we were born in Jordan and we spent our whole lives there. It's because of the Jordanian law, and it has to do with a lot of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict as well, and that's why the law was in place. Uh, as a result, I never got the Jordanian passport or the citizenship, and this meant that I was considered a Syrian citizen living in Jordan. And especially with the war for the past 10 years with Syria, and for the past 3 years before moving to Canada, it was starting to get difficult in Jordan as a Syrian citizen. And to the extent that we had to get a refugee card, a Syrian refugee card, and we were considered as refugees. Being a refugee has its connotations, if you want, and this included having to take longer time to get any permit or the driver's license, and they would give it to you for a year instead of 10, which was the normal before. And anything you need to get, hire an employee, get a business going, get a visa to fly somewhere, it would be difficult. All that aside, it was, I think, more or harder emotionally because of just feeling as if you're a refugee in the country you were born in. And I always say that I was born here. I knew nothing about the Syrian accent, and my accent was Jordanian. My friends were Jordanian. I had the culture and traditions of the Jordanian people, and I loved it. And just getting that refugee card was hurtful. It's as if like you're not part of us, or you're different. Since we had all these difficulties with being refugees in Jordan, my parents thought that they would think of a solution for a better future for their children. That's me, my sister, and my brother. And they were seeking countries that have a bright future, they're stable, and that they can feel happy in, and maybe continue life there. And we saw Canada had its doors open for refugees, Syrian refugees especially. So we applied, and papers and medical tests and all of that. And a year after, we got the okay to fly to Canada, and we were here 2017. We arrived here on the 19th of June 2017. Honestly, I was very looking forward to coming because it was a new change, a new lifestyle, and I was looking forward to it. I wanted to see what it held. And so my first impression was positive. Even before coming, I had a positive mentality, and then I thought, okay, I want to make the best out of it. Although it's unfortunate that we had to leave our country and our friends, our family, and all the memories and history. But I was looking forward to it. With time, it was a roller coaster, up and down, difficulties with language, with culture, and then there are some other times that we were like, wow, we're very thankful that we're in Canada. I had this story that I'll never forget. It was after a week since we arrived to Canada, and we were in a B&B actually because we hadn't found an apartment yet. So we were in an Airbnb, and in Jordan the plugs for electricity are different from what they are in Canada. So I had my iPad charger and I had to charge it, but I didn't have the plug. So I went to a corner store and I asked him for one. He was like, "Why do you have this?" So I explained how we just arrived here a week ago and we're moving to Canada. So he was like, "Oh, really? Okay, then take it." I was like, "Okay, how much does it cost?" And he was like, "No, don't worry about it." And then I was like, "But no, please let me pay it." He's like, "No, welcome to Canada, welcome to Montreal. Don't worry about it. Just take it." And he gave me the plug, and it's an original Apple plug that fits in Canada. So it's something, and it honestly touched me. Like, you don't know me, you don't know if I'm saying the truth, but you just felt that, hey, welcome to Canada. We're happy to have you. There you go. So this is something I love. I have a very close family from my father's side and from my mother's side, the extended family, and that's something I definitely miss. Not being able to see them every weekend or on Christmas or on Easter or whenever we meet on someone's birthday, it hurts. And the first Christmas that we spent in Canada, honestly, it was depressing. So we're sitting home all alone, and we slept early, and it hurt. We felt the that being far from the family, the impact it had. We're trying to integrate ourselves and learn more about the culture through speaking French, through doing activities that the people here do: apple picking, snowboarding, that is snow sports in general, which is it's very hard. I went snowboarding once and it's it's crazy hard. I fell like 20 times. uh, in Jordan, or at least in our school, it was very limited, the options that we had in material. We had either physics, chemistry, or biology to take, or IT, which is information technology. And there was maths, that was the base. So I wasn't introduced to the world of business, the world of psychology, the world, anything other than the human sciences, let's say. And when I came here, I was looking at the courses or the programs that I can register to in Vanier, and I saw commerce, and it interested me very much. I don't know why. I never thought of being a businessman or anything in the business world, but just it interested me. Like, oh, commerce. What are the courses? Okay, that's very interesting. I want to know about that, and I registered for it. And for the 2 years that I was in CJEP, it was very interesting, and I loved the material that had to do with business, the fundamentals of business, the accounting, the marketing, the management. It was very interesting for me, and I loved it. So I knew that that's what I want to study, and that's what I want to do. And after finishing the college degree, I applied to 2 universities. I got accepted, and I decided to go to McGill, and I'm doing finance at the moment. Regarding the career, I still don't know exactly what I want to do, but it's going to be in the investment banking world. I have a very competitive personality, and I want to prove to myself that I can do it. So I love this challenging, fast-paced environment that needs a lot of performance, results. And that's maybe another thing that made me like this finance world. There's a friend of mine who's very close to me, who I met here, and he started working at a bank as a teller, because his parents were already rooted in the business world, and they had senior positions in banking. So he got the job when we were in CJEP. I met him in CJEP, and I was like, okay, well, we have the same basically grades and the same R score in CJEP, and we're doing the same program, same qualifications, same even work experience. I had a bit more. I was like, okay, then this means I can be a teller, and I want to step foot in this world. So let me apply. I applied for the first bank, and I didn't get a reply. So I thought, okay, you can't get it from the first time. So I thought, okay, I'll try again, and I'll try again and again and again. And I started 2-3 weeks after applying for maybe 10 positions. I started getting the, hey, thank you for applying, but we decided to go with other candidates. And it hurt. The first one, I was like, ouch, why? But then the second came, third and 10th and 25th and 50th. I applied to over 50 applications for all the banks in Canada, and I didn't get any of them. And I started doubting myself and my abilities, and okay, is there something wrong in me that I can't see that my friend had? Or Is it something in my CV that's missing? My personality? Am I doing something wrong? And then I realized that it wasn't because of that, and it was because of the connections my friend had, and that I didn't. Being a new immigrant, refugee, uh, I didn't have these connections in the banking world. But the thing that I loved about that it helped me improve every single thing about my CV and work on having this volunteering opportunity to stand out and having the better grades and working on my personality and trying to achieve something better about myself that makes me fit more into getting a job. And so it became more than just getting that job, but it became more pushing myself and being my best self. And I finally got a job, and that's one day before recording this interview, and that's something that the whole family started celebrating, because I've been doing it for a year and a half now, and I'm trying to get that job. So it's a moment of pride that I have, that after all of this hard work and this rejection and doubting myself, I was finally able to get it, and from my own hard work, and not because someone helped me or someone put it in my path. Just seeing other people in general, and how negative they can be, and that's the majority of people I see. They're always like, I have this test, I hate this course, I can't believe I work this day, there are a lot of things that's just complaining and negative, and this is gonna be terrible, this is gonna turn out bad, I'm not gonna get the grade I want in this. It affected me, and I started thinking, why would you do that, and why would you have that mentality when it's much more advantageous and much better to have a positive mentality, because it's going to affect your results, and it's going to affect your work ethic, and it's going to affect your mood. No matter how bad it is, it's going to give me an advantage. And so why don't I want to have an advantage if I can have it? No matter what comes in your way, and no matter how unlucky you feel or you think you are, there's a lot to look at that is positive, and there's a lot to see and experience that's maybe out of your reach at the moment, but you'll reach to at some point. And especially after going through this difficult time maybe that you're going through, it's going to make you a better person, stronger person, and it's going to make you enjoy the good times later better. And that's something I learned throughout all the experiences that I went through.